You know that old blanket you're not using? It could become this. In the next 8 minutes, I'll show you how to make a cozy, oversized cardigan. Easy, beginner-friendly, and perfect for layering on cold days. Here's what you'll need, and honestly, it's pretty simple. Fabric scissors, a sewing machine and thread, some supporting fabrics like cotton, some bias binding or binding, and a sewing pattern that you can tweak a little. I'm using my Boxy Jacket pattern, linked below, but simplified, so I'm just using the front and back bodice, the sleeve, and the placket and chest pocket pieces. This keeps it super beginner friendly. And of course, you're going to need your main fabric. I'm using this second-hand blanket. All right, let's get into step 1. Honestly, there's nothing better than finding the perfect blanket, especially when it's in your local charity shop. But if you're hunting online, places like eBay, Vinted, Etsy, and even Facebook Marketplace are full of beautiful secondhand options. The blanket I'm using today is 19% wool. It's super fluffy with a brushed wool effect. Not vintage or anything particularly special, but definitely going to work for a nice cozy cardigan. And it's originally from Anthropology. It's 127 by 152 centimeters. Moving on to step 2, cutting the fabric. Starting with the 2 front bodices, I'm folding the front pattern piece just below the neck opening to create a soft V-neck shape for the cardigan. I'm shaping it by eye, it doesn't have to be super exact. And I use the bodice that I just cut to make the second bodice. And learn from my mistakes here. Make sure you cut mirror images. I absolutely did not do that and ended up with 2 fronts the same way round. Whoops. Next, cut out your back bodice and then the sleeves. I'm shortening the sleeves slightly at the cuff, partly because I want that slightly cropped, cozy feel, but also because, well, cutting 3 front bodices means I ran out of fabric a bit sooner than planned, so shorter sleeves it is. Quick check of what we have so far, looking good. Now to cut out the plackets and pocket. I'm using the placket pattern piece to mark how tall I want them on the front bodice. And because I changed the neckline into a V shape, I'm just folding over the extra placket length so everything lines up nicely. Then mark and cut out 2 plackets. I'm using this thin corduroy cotton fabric. And finally, the little chest pocket. I'm using a soft jersey cotton here. Cut 2 pocket pieces. And then right sides together, we're going to stitch along the curved edge and leave the straight edge open. Then fold it the right way out and give it a press with the iron. Moving on to step 3, adding the plackets and pocket. Grab your 2 front bodices, your placket and the pocket, all the pieces that we just cut. To position the plackets correctly, I'm just checking the Boxy Jacket instructions of where I need to mark on the plackets, and it's 1.5 centimeters from the edge. I'm using fabric chalk to mark the lines. Then I'm positioning the plackets onto the front bodices and pinning it all in place. Repeat on the other side, and this time tuck the pocket underneath before pinning it all down so it's ready to be sewn at the same time. Then head over to the sewing machine and stitch along the marked line on the plackets to secure them to the bodice. Then sew around the pocket as well, leaving the top edge open so you can actually use it. Once that's done, fold the plackets over and trim away any excess fabric so everything sits nice and neat. And just like that, your front bodices are done. Step 4, ballooned sleeves. I'm adding a little box pleat at the cuffs, which gives the sleeves that soft, puffy balloon shape. Let me show you how I do it. First, with a ruler, find the center point of the cuff. Then fold the fabric from both sides inwards towards the middle so the folds meet at the center. And pin it all in place. This creates the box pleat, and you'll see the fabric naturally starts to puff out a little, which is exactly what we want. This is what it looks like from the back. And to hold it all in place, straight stitch along the cuff about 1 centimeter from the edge. Then you can either hand stitch the 2 folded edges together a couple of centimeters up, or run a quick straight stitch with the machine, just enough to help the shape stay put. If you prefer a regular sleeve, you can absolutely skip this step. Okay, let's check in. What do we have so far? 2 front bodices with the plackets and pocket attached, a back bodice, and 2 sleeves ready to go. Okay, this is the part where it all starts turning into an actual cardigan. Step 5, binding the seams. I'm using binding to join the seams instead of just sewing them together the usual way. Binding the seams this way means that the cardigan can be reversible. You can choose where your binding shows, inside or outside, totally up to you. I'm binding the shoulder and side seams on the inside, and the sleeve seam will be bound on the outside for a little design detail. I'm using this binding I salvaged from another wool blanket, but you can use bias binding or any kind of binding you want. I'm doing the shoulder seams first, so I'm folding the binding in half and then lining up the open edges with the raw edge of the front and back bodice at the shoulder. Pin it all in place and trim away the excess. And then I'm going to do the same on the other shoulder seam. And here's where I will be sewing it down. Then take it to the machine and we're going to sew with a 1 centimetre seam allowance all the way along. This is what it looks like when you've done that. And then we're going to lie it down flat, trim away any excess bulky fabric at the seam. And now for the magic part. Fold the binding over the raw seam so it's lying flat on the seam. Pin it all in place. Then we're going to top stitch the binding down flat onto the back bodice. Here's what it looks like, nice and flat. And this is what it looks like from the right side. I'm going to do the same but with the sleeves. And this time, instead of the binding being on the inside of the cardigan, I'm going to put the binding on the outside. Same process, I'm joining the seams and then I'm going to get some binding. This is some other salvaged binding that I have. I'm folding the binding lengthways and then lining up the raw open edges with the raw open edges of the seams. I'm attaching the binding to the bodice side, the shoulders, and pin it all in place. Trust the process, even if it looks odd halfway through. The process really is the best bit. Trim away the excess binding, and this is what it looks like just before I take it to the machine. That's where I'm going to be sewing. Again, with a 1 centimetre seam allowance, we sew along. All sewn together. And as before, I'm going to be folding the binding flat over, but I'm just going to trim away the excess fabric so it's not too bulky. This is my favourite time of the day. Soft sun spilling into the studio. Bliss. And time to sew it down. So again, I'm top stitching it down. This time it's going to be flat down onto the sleeve. And now it's time to do the same with the side seams and the sleeve seams. So I'm switching again to attaching the binding to the wrong side. Doing it in exactly the same way, folding the binding in half lengthways, raw edges against the raw edges of the seams. And it's the binding is touching the front bodice right now, so I'm always starting on the front. When you reach the binding joining the sleeve to the shoulder, stagger the seams so they sit beside each other, not directly on top. This keeps the bulk down. Continue attaching the binding to the sleeve with clips or pins all the way down to the cuff. Trim away the excess binding. Now it's ready to sew. 1 centimetre seam allowance again. As you are sewing along the curve of the armpit, it helps to move the fabric around as you sew. This gives it a nice smooth finish. And now to sew it down flat onto the other side. Exactly the same thing again. Top stitch along. And then it only gets a little bit tricky when you're entering the sleeve and you're starting to near the cuff. I suggest you fold the sleeve right side out and continue sewing along that way as I'm showing here. Then once you've reached the cuff, you can trim away the thread and you're done. Here's what it looks like from the front. Right side's out. And here's what it looks like from the inside. At this point, I decided to add box pleats to the back and one on each front bodice. I just wanted to give the cardigan that slightly puffy ballooned shape that I imagined. It makes it feel extra cozy. The box pleats are done in the exact same way as we did the sleeves. Now on to step 6, binding the outside and adding buttons. For this step, I'm using my favourite way of binding. It's a simple single fold binding method. And I either make my own or sometimes salvage binding from other blankets, depending on the project. If you're curious about how I make my binding, I show the full method inside the Boxy Jacket sewing pattern. And if you'd like a standalone tutorial, just let me know in the comments below. I'm going to add a hanging loop with some leftover bungee cord that I have. So I'm just going to pop it in place there and sew it on. Once I've finished the binding on the outside, I do the same with the cuffs. I use the same jersey fabric that I did the pocket with. Then I toyed with the idea of adding real buttons, but decided to go with some snap buttons using this hand machine, a Hapton hand machine. And this is the final thing. One of my favourite things about finishing the seams with binding is that it makes the whole piece reversible, so you actually get 2 looks in one. And honestly, the pink side might be my favourite. If you enjoyed watching this or you're feeling inspired to try and make your own, you might love the Boxy Jacket sewing pattern. And if you're not quite ready for that, I do have a free pattern you can try first, the Bonnie Hood. You can download it and sew along with the video whenever you're ready. Bye for now and happy sewing.